and we got them pre-approved in 36 hours. So
Oh,
instead
wow.
of 30 days. Yeah, he was shocked. He was like, "No way. How is that possible?" And it's like, "Yeah, it's because I know which banks are lending, and I there is a high chance I may have some other loans with the same bank, and basically I'm dealing with the vice presidents of partners in the bank, and not just when you go to the bank, you are a stranger, and you just get a first come first serve.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wealth Unfiltered. I'm Samantha Parinello, and I'm the host. This is the podcast where we help you navigate today's financial landscape. Today's guest is a master of financial funding, especially for small businesses and entrepreneurs. He is known as the finance guy and is the founder for U.S. Business Funding. He has helped thousands of people to access capital, and we're excited to bring him onto the show. I'd like to welcome George Otel. Hi.
Hey Samantha, hey everyone, thanks for having me. I'm always excited about small business owners, seeing a lot of opportunities and trying to navigate the interesting landscape we are in. So basically, I see risk and I see opportunity. So it's all depends how you position yourself, how you shift your mindset,
Absolutely.
because transaction gonna happen, and the question is like, are you willing to be part of the transaction, or you just gonna say everything is bad? So it,
Absolutely. Taking a
it's
look at
it,
the opportunity that there is.
yeah, it took me over 5 years to understand this concept. I've been in business for with the U.S. business funding for over 7 years, but it took me a couple of years of struggle to get out of this mindset, and now eventually we see a lot of opportunities, and we try to avoid the risk. That's the main goal, to try to avoid risk. So in any business you are, it's trying to understand opportunity and risk. So that's kind
Sure.
of the
So you've
situation
been doing
today.
this, you said, for around 7 years now. So what really made you start your company?
Well, I had a couple other businesses, small businesses, transportation companies, and started the real estate. And I like the financial side of the real estate. And I went into this guy. He was a mentor of mine, and he was helping business owners. And I said, "Hey, what do I need to know about your business to bring you more clients?" And we started helping multiple business owners, and eventually I level up into opening the U.S. business funding in 2018.
Okay.
And since then, I helped a lot of companies get access to best capital available in the market. Basically, it was a struggle of mine that I was trying to help other people. So we started with helping some friends and families and somebody in the community. Now we're doing a lot of deals. We have a equipment department. We have SBA loans. We do a lot of SBA loans, and we do commercial real estate, which is it's really interesting the way things are shifting right now, and a lot of past transaction in the last 24 months we done. We see a lot of I have a deal. It's he got like an offer for over $1 million increase in last 9 months. They bought the property, and they bought it right. So it's a lot of building wealth opportunities as well.
When you started your company, you say that you really did it. You were basically trying to help people with something that you saw the market needed. There was a gap for people who you were actually struggling with the same thing. So can you kind of, for people who don't know what U.S. Business Funding does, can you kind of break that down for us?
Yeah, sure. So, U.S. business. Eventually, it was hard for me to get access to funding, because I feel this like, I'm sure there is a way. I'm sure there's like so many things that I don't know, and I started learning, studying, and paying people to teach me how it actually works. So, U.S. business funding, as of today, we do equipment financing, any type of equipment, starting trucks, trailers, manufacturing, restaurants, 20,000 to $30 million acquisitions. We had we were working on some kind of like cannabis companies that was extracting that. So it was like multi-million dollar equipment, piece of equipment. So we do it nationwide. So we do equipment financing. Then we do SBA loans, so working capital, business acquisition. Those are government loans, and we do commercial real estate. Commercial real estate for small businesses, I call it like the retirement plan, because once you get the real estate, so real estate with your business combined, it's much better. You can sell the business, or you can leave the business to someone else, or you can lease the building. So it's really wealth building strategies for small business owners.
Amazing. So when you say that you get them the loans, like what is it that you're doing differently than someone who just walks into a bank or tries to just search for a lender?
Yes, exactly. We had the situation actually 10 days ago. A client of mine, he reached out, very frustrated. He's like, George, I've been dealing with my local bank. It's out of state. It's in the south. He's like, hey, I've been dealing with my local bank. I have over $700,000 in the bank. I'm trying to buy this building. It's $3 million building. We were going back and forth for 30 days. And at the end, they said no. Then he come to me, and basically the idea is like I have access to over 1,000 banks and lending sources that I do the fast underwriting. I understand which one is gonna be willing to do the loan, and we got them pre-approved in 36 hours. So
Oh,
instead of
wow.
30 days. Yeah, he was shocked. He was like, no way, how is that possible? And it's like, yeah, it's because I know which banks are lending, and I there's a high chance I may have some other loans with the same bank. And basically I'm dealing with the vice presidents of partners in the bank, and not just when you go to the bank, you are a stranger, and you just get a first come first serve. I go straight to the vice president or to the somebody who is decision maker, and they I kind of have a small priority because I bring them a lot of deals, and I
Right.
do a lot of work for them. Basically, I process a lot of things. I put everything on a platter, and I do a lot of work for them.
Well, and
So,
leveraging you as a connection for these people can be very powerful, obviously. I mean, 36 hours over 30 days, I think it speaks for itself.
and this is like over $3 million building. It's not like buying a $20,000 piece of
Right.
equipment or something. So it's
No, and I'm sure that these lenders have, really built trust with you.
yeah, yeah. It's we talk on a weekly basis, and we discuss what's going on, what's happening. And before I send them the deal, I make sure I do a lot of work for them, and then just basically they make the decision. So it's like have like five other people working, and then bring you to the decision maker. So.
So you've really kind of created a process where you're almost integrated into these companies and it streamlines everything.
Yes, so basically, I'm looking from the when the client comes to us, I'm looking from the perspective as a business owner because I had a couple of businesses myself. Then I'm looking from the perspective of the lending because obviously right now banks they are risk reverse, and we see a lot of sell off in the market, and like I mean they have a lot of things that they may go wrong, so they risk reverse. And I'm looking from the perspective as an investor in the businesses, and like how may change and how may influence the whole thing. So it's I'm telling when they go to the bank, they have one option. It's a yes or no. Sometimes it takes weeks to get a no. For me, I have multiple option. Let's say we do an SBA. I have like a couple banks working, and I have multiple option. Let's say you go to a restaurant, they give you like only Caesar salad. I have five other salads, so it's like you decide which one is the best for you based on the rate, based on the time, based on other things involved. So it's basically now is more dangerous to be by yourself than be with Mike, because like I mean I have multiple other options, and I have clients they started with me with small loans, buying a couple trucks. Last year we done a terminal, like big terminal for them. So it's like not one deal and we done. We gonna build up a relationship for a long time. And if something new comes on the market, I send my clients all this information, and they take advantage of that, like not paying interest for like 6 months or 12 months and all this new stuff. And they get that. So.
So what does the process look like for somebody who's interested in partnering with you?
So basically, I take time to better understand the business, how they think, what is the strategy, what they actually need, and then in like 10, 15 minutes, I have a better understanding, and I explain them, hey, this is possible, that's possible, without taking any financial. I just take their words for what they say, and no promises, but like I tell them, look, based on your information, what you're trying to accomplish, those are the options. So
Okay.
I like 85% of the time the owner's like, wow, like I never thought, because like they have like this picture based on their knowledge and experience, but I have a different one, and I try to show them, yeah, that's possible, and that's how it works. Then if they want to give it a shot to see what's gonna market gonna say, because you want something, but the market says something
Right.
else. So they send me the docs, the information, get working.
So when you said you started this, let's just say 5, 7 years ago now, there's been a huge shift from when you first started this in the interest rate environment to what's going on now. So how have you had to adapt and change to help your clients? Because I'm sure it's been a big evolution.
Yes, sure. We do a lot of equipment, especially for the transportation. And last year we were at the conference with the American Association of Commercial Finance Brokers in Phoenix, and a lot of banks, lenders, they were going out of business. They were stopping doing that, and I said, no, I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna help my clients when they need me. So whatever is available, I'll make present it to my clients, because sometimes like the 2-3% in interest, it's like 100 or 200 bucks a month. So I tell them, look, I mean, if you questioning 200 bucks a month, then you shouldn't do this, because like you have to make $5,000-6,000 over, so you don't need to be worried about that. If you're not able to do it, I'm just I don't suggest you should do this, continue to get the loan, or but also, we helped a lot of companies get access to government funding, to SBA, not like the COVID SBA, but the working capital with the 10-year,
Mhm.
amortization. And not so many banks doing that now, but we're still funding. We're still funding, and we help many, many companies, you know, uh, get this working capital, because it's basically you crossing a river. So make sure you have enough energy and oxygen to get to the other side, and eventually, good times gonna come. You're gonna pay back, and you're gonna be much in a much better shape. You're gonna have more experience, and that's how it works. And sometimes, let's say they need working capital, because the whole point to have cash and cash flow. If you have cash and cash flow, a lot of other problems gonna go away. If you don't have that, then you have only one problem, cash problem. So
Yeah.
you're gonna hit the wall eventually. So sometimes they cash out some equipment. They bought some equipment. They took, so they use the equipment as collateral to basically get a lower interest loan to go through the situation. Like right now, I mean, with all these tariffs and stuff, is like the whole goal is like to stay afloat, and things gonna change, and I'm sure it's gonna be much better than it was before, but we gotta survive those uncertain times. It could be a couple weeks, could be a couple months, but eventually
Right.
I'm all in United States. uh I love the American hustling, and like business people, and like I was born in Europe, but like I was made in here.
I love that. Born in Europe, but
Yeah.
made in the USA.
Yes.
That's the best. I love it. So, what are some of the biggest, I think, like mistakes you're seeing people who are trying to get lending do?
The biggest mistakes, they call us, they reach out, they looking for funding when it's too late. When it's like so I tell them, you gotta look for funding when you don't need it. Because when you need it, you might not find it, or if you find it is more expensive, or you may not get enough time to get it. Because let's say if when you're in good shape, you're looking good, the banks like it because they don't see a lot of risk stressing you. But when you're stressed, they're gonna give you high interest loans because you're risky. So they need to be compensated for taking that risk. So
Yeah.
as I mentioned earlier, my clients, they receive updates when there's, let's say, line of credit coming up, or because a lot of banks, they do every 6 12 months they do new products, and a lot of them, they really advantage you can take advantage of those products and help your business grow. So the biggest mistake is like you gotta look for funding every time. I mean, all the time. So let's say you grow, you grow as a CEO, your company grows. Your job is gonna move more towards the financial side. To look for funding, to look for opportunities to cash out, to buy something, or to renegotiate stuff. So that's one of the biggest mistake, because people know how to do the operational and other stuff, but like the biggest mistake having funding available. Because me myself with my businesses, I'm always looking for funding, because I rather have it and not use it, like a line of credit, than need it and don't have it. So
Right.
it's
Absolutely. So
I
being
like to sleep.
proactive is truly like one of the major pieces you're discussing. And then, so you mentioned that you actually keep your clients informed. So after they've already, let's say they've already gotten a loan with you or a line of credit opened, and then you continuously let them know about new opportunities down the pipeline.
Yes, yes, we send them updates, the email updates, and what's going on with if any updates with government loans, or what any other loans coming up, or what they should consider if they want to do specific things. So and I'm always, I mean, not always, but like I'm available a lot of time to clients. I have clients, they call me like with market updates, what's going on, what they think. Hey, I'm thinking to do this. What should I structure my finances, and how to what to pay attention to. So it's kind of like it's like you going to the doctor. You want to go with the doctor. You want to call me once in 6 months or see what's going on, because I don't read the news. I'm participating in those things. So it's like I hear it from the bank. I mean, it's so funny. In 2018, when I started on my own with the U.S. business funding, I was calling banks to partner with them, and they say, hey George, you're too young, you need like 2 3 years in business. Now this week I got invited with them by a major bank, like a private event, and they have a cocktail hour and stuff. So I now I am invited by banks to go to meet with them.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's a big feat.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So like because banks obviously they look at risk and they want to understand, are there anything that you help your clients with to like help bolster them to like be a
Yeah.
good candidate for the banks?
Yeah. Because I have multiple lending sources that, if someone is not doing this right now, I have someone else that is doing. So let's say you're gonna pay $100 more, but you're gonna get access to the money. It doesn't make sense, because it's whoever's willing to participate. The problem is like I didn't have that many lending sources before, and like you're limited. Now I have over 1,000. And like every money are available. The question is like, uh, how strong you are as a borrower, and what you need to pay for this money. So it's available. Everything is available. It's the cost of money, and the opportunity. And I mean, obviously, like how much. I mean, yeah, let's say you're gonna pay a couple $100 over based on the interest difference, but you have the opportunity to keep your business. So how long, I mean, how much money you made with your business, and how much more you're gonna make in the future. So this is the like kind of like the interest, the difference. It's the fee to keep your business, to still milk it.
Is there anything that you're seeing in the economy right now that has you maybe shifting what your strategy is for this year?
So uh, my goal is like to try to stay awake and see, because as I mentioned earlier, transaction gonna happen. So that's why I do equipment financing, I do SBA loans, and I do commercial. Because let's say I have transaction that take in commercial, they take like 7 8 months. I had one, it took only 1 month, but they longer. So I have the small ones that like I'm trying to help. So the same thing with any business, you gotta look at the transaction that gonna pay your bills, and transaction that gonna help you move to the next level. Like you have like different packages of selling or consulting or services, or trying to help the same client with different things. But uh, I'm I'm optimistic. I'm positive regarding what's going on. Is not basically it's getting shaky, but overall, it's not like depressing, which media makes you feel, and like
Yeah.
it's it. I laugh at this because, like, look, I mean, most of the banks they still lend. Yeah, they change the criteria. They don't want to access tap into the riskiest things, but things are happening. We funding nonstop every week. We funding everything is going well. Not that well that it was used to be, but it's still I'm happy because things are happening. So it's just gotta stay positive and look for the good opportunities and make sure you have right people around you. I mean, just cut the noise, cut the negativity, cut the uh, energy, the people that suck in your energy, because it's you lose your energy every couple hours a day. It's you derail from focusing on your business. So it's look, I mean, 6 months or 12 months from now, people will say, oh, yeah, that time in April 2025, there was the opportunity to do it because that was here. But I see people taking advantage of that. I even made a scheduled post for LinkedIn today because a lot of opportunity gonna be available to
Yeah.
everyone, but not everyone gonna access that because it depends how your mindset is like you scared or you happy, you understand things. I mean, United States is the biggest economy in the world, and it's not gonna change anytime soon. You just gotta believe that, and we have power, and like it's business is gonna be much better in much better shape, and things gonna be much better, and I truly believe that, and I see happening. Look, as the banks are cautious, but they're not freaking out because they're not over leveraged like they used to be in 2008, in a lot of regulation, and like they solid. I mean, there is a lot of defaults, but a small percentage to the balance sheet of the bank, and it's strong. And a lot of companies they have cash, to be honest.
Well, I was actually just going to ask you about that. So you obviously you know the history of 2008 and what that really did to the financial landscape, but then now you're seeing, there's a ton of media out there and it's a lot of rhetoric about how many loan maturities are coming and the debt that's on the table and just like all of these issues that are coming up and you're doing commercial real estate as one of your um arms of your company. So have you seen any I don't know, maybe like smaller, has it gotten smaller or has it grown or what's happening on that part of your company?
So basically, at this stage, is not mainstream. It's like, let's say if there is some defaults or some portfolio shifting. So basically, at this stage right now, banks are selling behind the scene to other banks. That's like the initial stages, and when there's not too many participating, they just go on the market and see what's going on. But overall, it's not gonna be like the residential crisis as of '08. Like Sika's like who's making the panic right now on the people, right? Like I mean it's called retail. I mean people like they having a job and trying to participate, they freak out because I was making those notes the other day. I made a post. If you're freaking out, that means your position is too big, where you don't have a long-term vision, or you're gambling with the portfolio. Because, like, I mean, going up and down is a normal cycle in the market. We actually made money when on the announcement, so it's not bad. It's bad, but not for everyone. So how you position yourself? We position ourselves to be on the right side. So
What would you say to someone who is probably struggling with cash flow, but also is like scared of debt? They don't want to take on that debt. Like, how would you encourage them to take that step? Because it probably would help the business.
yeah, it's all about priorities and what is your goal? What are you trying? Because I ask my clients, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, what is your goal? Like, you see, like 6 months or 12 months, 3 year, 5 year goal. And basically, let's say for those government loans we have access to, it's a no-brainer. There's nothing cheaper with that, but it's gonna help you push it for like 6 months or a year, and eventually you're gonna be able to get into new growing trend. You're gonna pay that off, so it's gonna be a small fee just to stay in business because it's much easier to find ways to stay in business than to stop the business, than to start a new business. And you have the experience, you know what's going on. Just find ways to stay in business, or to survive this period. So it's and There's a lot of see like the banks, they people go to their bank because like it's
Right.
not always like the lowest interest is the best, because like how long is gonna take you to get the money, how much work you're gonna do, how much frustration you're gonna get. And I'm not trying to sell my clients high interest loans. I'm trying to give them the best. Like if I would have taken that, I would, I would offer that to my clients. So I'm trying to stay in the nice, in the, because I have a name, we have a reputation, and I meet with a lot of clients, and I don't feel like this guilt, like because like yeah, like you was supposed to, I was forcing them to do something that is not right, and so I don't do that. I try to be nice and to do what I've done for my family. And because look, I took a lot of risk before. I had multiple businesses, some worked, some didn't, and I explained them based on my experience what's basically, I picture them the scenarios and they decide. That's which is hard. It took me years and hundreds of thousands of dollars in mentorship and to study, understand how the business work, how the psychology. So basically I put them the scenarios and then they decide which option is best for them.
I was just going to ask you, so do you offer different types of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like do you offer different what's the word? Like do you have different things that people
Consulting.
can well like do you have like a consulting package, or do you have more where you like just have like I'm going to get you the loan and this is all I'll do for you, or like what are the different types of things you offer your
We
clients?
it's all depend the what's the situation of the client, because sometimes if they need help with the other stuff, let's say we I mean our job is to process those loans, but if they need more help, we kind of offer that, not with too many, but the one that we see a potential to get them to the finish line, to get them funded. They just need a little bit more help, so I have like one of my assistant helping them, or sometimes me coaching them through the process to understand. So I tell the clients, I want to help you if you. I'm saying I'm willing to help you if you want me to help you. Because if you don't
Right.
want me to help you, there's no way I can help you. So it's. But yeah, we have the kind of like consulting packages that actually help them, and
Okay.
it's like not like exogenous fee, but to make sure we stay in business and motivated, because it's a lot of work, a lot of stress. It's we pushing a lot of things and making sure things are happening. So but it's worth it. It's worth it. Out of like in the last 36 months, nobody's complained when we got them funded, and I have multiple clients coming back to us because they know it's it's bad. Basically, with SBA loans, a lot of those small businesses, we help them, survive like struggling times, and it looks like it's getting better, but it's gonna take longer until it's gonna get better. So it's worth it. Basically, I'm happy by our services, and a lot of businesses. I met with them. When I go to Chicago, we met, and it's really pleasant to see that and to know that you change somebody's business and life and family's future.
That's amazing. So when we talk about, how many people you've helped, there's obviously, I mean, it sounds like tons and tons of people. Is there a specific timeline that people should know when they come to you to expect like the actual funding process to take place? What's like the average these days?
It all depends if they're looking to do some, let's say, piece of equipment or something. That goes fast. But if they're looking to get in the commercial real estate, because I tell them, look, if you're paying the rent for your business property for the building, most likely you pay for the mortgage, for the landlord's mortgage and his retirement as well, because that's how it is. It's that's we had someone recently. They it was like $10,000 rent every month. We got them approved for 10% down payment for a building, couple $1 million building,
Mhm.
and the monthly payment was 9,000. So he was paying less on the loan, and it's you're building wealth. I mean, every payment goes towards your equity, building equity, and you get the property is improving in value. You can do small things to improve it as well, and you build it for your name, for your family, for your kids, grandkids, rather than just paying. Because so it's misconcept. Like this guy, as I mentioned earlier, he had like couple hundred, like over 500,000 in the bank, trying to buy this $3 million property. He was there for a month and say no, and he's like, how is that possible? Yeah, because
Right.
it's so one person that got rejected telling 20 other people banks are bad, nobody gives you money, and they believe that until they come to us, because we have options, and it's actually happening, and it's helpful, because I tell them, commercial real estate, it's your retirement. Either you can sell the business, and just, let's say, you sell the business and you lease the property, so you're
Right.
making like 5, 10, 20 grand a month just from the leasing the property. And look, time's gonna go, it's gonna pass anyway. So in 5 or 10 years, you're gonna have like a lower balance, or you can refinance, or you can even pay it off, and then you just will live on that. I know many old people that they live just on income from those buildings.
Yeah.
And those are nice juicy checks that they receive and enjoy.
Do you all help with the refinance process as well?
Yeah, for commercial, yes. For commercial, yes. We help that. Even I have some of my clients that they've done financing.
Mhm.
So now I reach out to them saying, "Hey, I have a refinancing option that is gonna save you $40,000 a month, a year, $40,000 a year in payments and interest." So I have a couple of clients we working on that right now, which is,
That's amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's they like very thankful that I update them, keep them posted what's going on, and it's the trust, building the trust, because like no question they trust me, because I'm doing the right thing. It's
Absolutely. Well,
long term vision.
if our listeners, were interested in getting a hold of you, how would they do that?
They can find me on LinkedIn, or on my website, usbizfunding.net, usbizfunding.net, or on LinkedIn. I'm available. You can send me a DM and we can talk. I have many people coming to me through LinkedIn, and I do a lot of content for commercial finance, business loans, kind of like even educating my audience how to do things, and what to look at, and what to consider. And it's I enjoy doing it. I really like it, and it's amazing when you can help people and still make money. And it's a win for the bank, win for the client, win for the me. So it's
Amazing.
exciting.
Well, it sounds really exciting, and I think that I think your company is extremely useful, and I would imagine that our listeners will be very interested in getting a hold of you. Thank you very much for your time. I'm grateful to have met you. It was a pleasure.
Yes, likewise. Looking forward for maybe next couple of months, 6 months, 12 months, to do like a recap what was happening at that time and how things
Yeah.
evolved. And yeah, if anyone is interested in any of the business loan funding, or if you have, let's say, someone that knows someone, we pay a 20% referral for referring for commercial finance. So if
Okay.
some of your audience or want to help their friends to, we pay 20% referral from our commission, to all the successful deals. So let's say all
Amazing.
the realtors, consultants listening to you, I mean, they have clients, and I tell them, look, you're talking with these people anyway, why not help them? And we don't charge them
Absolutely.
upfront unless we get something done. So it's good
Well,
deal.
that's amazing. And I'm sure that that's like the cherry on top for everybody. Well, I want to thank you, all my listeners. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. And thank you, George, for your time.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you for tuning into this episode. We truly appreciate your support. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share the podcast with your friends. Until next time.